Hi, can you guys hear me? Hi, Andrea. Oh, I didn't realize I set it up and then I went to do something. I'm here. If you guys are there, let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, okay. It was what do you call it? The dryer is going. I didn't think you guys could see that I was starting a live until it actually went live. But I did it in StreamYard. So hopefully you guys are here and around. Let me know. Who's there? Hey Elaine. You did. I'm just getting started. Sorry that it said that I was on here earlier. I didn't realize that you guys could see. Hi, Carrie. Oh, yay, we got somebody from Australia. I was hoping if I went earlier, I would catch some people from some other time zone. So I'm glad that you're here. Hi, Andrea. Sorry that I didn't realize you could see that I was prepping a live. I went to go switch outfits after I set it up. I thought it didn't notify you guys until I was live. But yeah, I had on some shorts and it's a little bit chilly when I sat down by the window, so I didn't realize until right before. Oh, thank you, Elaine. It's nice to be seen. How are you doing? Uh-oh, Justice was quiet as usual. And as soon as I get on the phone, there she goes. Oh, I'm glad you love them. Yay. What do you guys want to talk about today? I just wanted to check in with people. I know I did a live late last night, but everybody couldn't make it. Let me grab her. Sorry. Give me 1 second. Justice. It's wet out there. You can't go outside. It's wet. Oh my God. Okay. She wants to go outside. It's been raining, so she can't go out there. Okay, Elaine, what's your question? Hey, Davina, how are you? Welcome, welcome. You did your second retrieval. We'll wait on you. What's going on, Davina Flag? What's popping? How are things going? Yes. What's going on? Where are you going? I have a candle going. It smells good. It's called like Harmony and something. Balance and Harmony. Okay, you had your second retrieval. I was asked about genetic testing. We have one normal PGS test in embryos. How do you feel about it? I'm not sure what you mean how I feel about it. Were any of them mosaic? And are you willing to transfer any mosaic? You had 7 eggs. 7 eggs, and how many embryos did you have? I think you told me this maybe last night. Go next so I can tell you my results from this. Oh my God. Oh, when is your test, Andrea? Is it Andrea or Andrea? Is it Andrea like Andre the Giant? Or is it Andrea like hi? Thank you, Lisa. I decided to put on a little bit of makeup because I'm actually doing a reel later on. So I was like, let me just do it. Some base and then I'll build up from there. Did my baselines for my last FET Friday. So scared. Had such a hard time making the appointment. Definitely praying for you. Hard time making the appointment because you like a fear. You didn't want to do it. One step closer. I just feel like you're one step closer. So did they give you your results back? Like, because Friday, I'm guessing that was probably like cycle day 2 or cycle day 3, Janaya. And so you probably already started. Are you doing estradiol? I don't know what your protocol is, but I'm praying for you. You got this. You got this. Okay, so Elaine had 7 eggs, 6 fertilized. How many made it to blastocyst that were tested? I know you said you had 1 that tested normal, but how many made it to blastocyst? And 1 came back normal. I'm not sure what you're asking me though, Elaine, when you say, how do I feel about that? Like, I'm not sure what you mean. Janai, just scared in general, have my results, but won't know protocol until tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow, I mean, honestly, isn't it normal for you to be scared at this point? Like, hopefully you're not judging yourself for that. I think fear, anxiety, being scared, that's all normal. I think I would be more concerned if you weren't like a little nervous, scared, anxious. I think it's normal. There's a lot on the line. It's your future dreams are in the hands of potentially this transfer, right? And so you want to keep making it further along. Like you want to celebrate each milestone. So I'm celebrating for you that you had the baseline measurements. You're going to get your protocol tomorrow. That you're getting closer to your baby. I'm going to pray that the thaw goes well, the transfer goes well, your 2-week wait goes well. And are there things that you can do to kind of help relieve some of the anxiety, some of the stress? Wait. Did you want to say something to the people? You just want to bark? Why don't you guys go play? It's okay, Elaine. Slow with the typing. It's all right. I will look for it. I didn't mean to rush you. Sorry. Toss between doing modified natural or estrogen, leaning toward estrogen again because not sure I'll respond to modified natural. Okay. I mean, I think whatever, you'll know when you know, if that makes sense. Like either way is a path to your baby. And I always get confused about the modified natural because I wanted to do a natural, but then the doctor was like, I have to start all over from, somebody's out in the hallway. I think they're emptying or they're collecting the recyclables. Sorry for the noise, guys. I would have to do another ERA if I did a modified natural because we'd have to biopsy it again. So are you reticent to do the estrogen? Do you feel like that's not a good protocol for you and you're like there's anxiety because you'd rather do a natural but you're not sure if your body's going to come through? Or not that it's not going to come through, that's not the right way to phrase it, that it's not going to respond as expected. Like Andre the Giant. Okay, Andre. Okay, thank you. Hey, Neo Soul Rider, how are you? And your test is on Wednesday. Have you started testing yet at home, Andrea? Like any HPTs? I'm not encouraging you to do so. I'm just asking if you have or not. It's still early, though. I don't know. If at least hold out until Monday or Tuesday if you can. Anything on my journey yet, but research and weight loss. I'm taking a chance and doing an IUI after 40. Why not? Yeah, go ahead and try it. I always think like it's better to knock those things off, and it could happen, than wonder what if. You know what I mean? And if it happens that way, that's much less expensive, as I'm sure you know, than IVF. So it potentially could happen that way. So if there was a zero possibility, the doctors wouldn't be doing that, right? Like that's a malpractice lawsuit. So you're not at 0%. As long as you have at least 1% chance, Neo Soul Rider, why not? I've got meditation, yoga, affirmations, and exercises I'll be doing all the way. Okay, I love this. I love all of those things. Yeah. Where are you getting your affirmations? Like, do you have affirmation cards, Janaya, or are you writing them down? Like, what are you? I always struggle with that. Like, I do like the fertility affirmation deck that I got. That helps. I think anything you can do to tap into your parasympathetic nervous system is going to be good for you. Because it just keeps everything calm, keeps the cortisol low, you know what I mean? And meditation is good for quieting our noisy minds, because that's, when my mind is not quiet, at least for me, that's when my anxiety like spikes up through the roof. So the more you can kind of quiet that, the better. Any good recommendations on some prenatals? And yes, let me go grab them. I'll show you what I'm using for prenatals right now. So I will say, first and foremost, before I pop these up here, a whole food diet is always good. You want to get as much vitamins and nutrients from what you're consuming versus a tablet, and then think of the tablet as a way to kind of round that out, but it shouldn't be like your original source. And then, of course, sunshine for vitamin D is highly recommended. Probiotics you can also get naturally. There's probiotic drinks. You can get it in yogurt, all those sorts of things to support your system. Okay, that's my disclaimer. These, which is probably going to be backwards, but it's called Garden of Life, which I'm familiar with, but they partnered with My Kind Organics, and they're touting to be the only organic prenatal vitamin. It's really small, whole food multivitamin. It's a prenatal once daily. It's vegan. Hopefully, because it's right side for me, I think it's reverse for you guys, right? Because I'm seeing the mirror image. But if you screen grab it and then reverse it on your phone, that should, hang on, let me take this down. Okay. If you screen grab it, you know how you can, like when you're editing photos, you can flip it, then you should be able to see that. I got it on Amazon. The probiotics that I have been using, these are the ones I'm taking orally. I don't have any more of the ones for the hoo-ha. Floor Store. I had it in the video and I kept mispronouncing. I didn't realize it till I was editing it. But it's a daily probiotic and prebiotic supplement. Also things like pickled beets, anything fermented is also good for your GI tract and helping keeping that balanced. And then these I haven't started using yet, so I can't recommend them other than to say I got them off of Amazon and they were highly recommended. Dr. Ohhira's probiotics, but let me show you. These are, there's 30 capsules in here. It's probiotics, prebiotics, and postbiotics. So if I can figure out how to get it open. There we go. So, and they look like this. I have not taken these yet. I'll let you know after I take them, but these you can see I've gone through the majority of the bottle. And I'm taking it twice daily. When I was still on the antibiotics, on the doxycycline, I was taking those twice orally, 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. when I took the doxy. And then I also, there was another Floor Store, I'm not sure how you say it, but you get it, brand that I used vaginally, like a pessary. Okay, Janaya. I've always done estrogen cycles and just wondered if a modified would be the key to baby. Nothing is certain. It's basically my choice. Oh, so you wanted to try something different. That makes sense. That makes sense. So you're leaning toward doing a modified natural, but you're not sure if your body's going to help you hit the milestones. Is it possible? And again, my understanding of a modified natural is very limited, so if I say something wrong, please feel free to correct me. Is it still considered natural if they give you a trigger shot? Because then that would help spike your progesterone, right? Like that would create a corpus luteum because your follicle would ovulate, and so I'm not sure, but that makes sense that you would want to try something different. That's totally reasonable. Oh, thank you, Savannah. Oh, you're doing your first appointment in 2 weeks? Yay. Oh my God. I'm excited for you. I had a friend who is getting ready to go through the IVF process, and she just went through all her testing. So she's waiting for her test results. So we talked about it a little bit. She was like, what questions should I ask? I really don't, my thing is when you go with your doctor, you want to build a relationship. You want to be able to trust your doctor. It's a very, for us, it's our one child or however many children we're trying to have. It's that part of our lives. And I feel like for the doctors, they obviously have more than one patient. And so you want to make sure that you build a rapport with them and just ask them kind of like what different protocols they might have, what different routes, like how do they make recommendations for you, mainly to see how willing they are to customize it for you. And it's not just like you're on an assembly line, you know what I mean? Because there are those fertility clinics, and for a broad swath of the population, what they do on the assembly line works, which is why they keep doing it. But you may need a little tweaking, and how willing are they to do it? Getting blood test and ultrasound, because when I had my appointment on the 7th, I told my INO that I haven't had my period since May, and she wants to see if I may have PCOS. Okay. Wait, so I'm confused. But aren't you doing a pregnancy test on? Or you're getting tested for PCOS? I think I mixed something up. Okay. Hey, Jan Joy, how are you? Thank you. Some positive affirmations and put them on post-it. Oh, I love that. Yes. I need to put some on my mirror, Janaya. I actually, so that I see them in the morning. I definitely need some affirmations, positive affirmations. And I like that idea of the Post-its. I think that's good. And they're like a general reminder. I always wonder, though, because I have a friend who does it and he has like the same ones in his house. I think mine I'll have to switch out because I feel like I might, like, they might not be as impactful. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that you at least, well, not at least, I'm glad that you're doing that and that you have a plan. Right, you're not sitting at home wringing your hands, because I know it's nerve-wracking. So I'm glad that you're doing something, many things to support yourself and to practice good self-care. They told me what I mentioned about that it was 7 eggs, 6 fertilized. I really don't know about mosaic. They gave me a list of the genetic report with 5 were abnormal, 1 Down syndrome, 1 normal. Okay. So I mean, Elaine, this may be a little bit hard to hear. I'm going to be as gentle as possible. At this moment in time, you have 1 normal embryo, right, that they've deemed normal. I would focus on that. I know it's cliche. You just need 1. So have that 1 transferred. And we'll be celebrating your BFP and having a baby shower for you shortly. I don't think you can go back and do the what ifs for the 5 that were abnormal. It sounds like 6 were abnormal because one of the abnormalities happened to be Down syndrome, trisomy, the extra 13 chromosome. So that is one of the things that I always encourage people to ask when they do testing is there is such thing as a mosaic, which is part normal, part abnormal, and depending on the degree of mosaicism, they can be transferred. I always talk about my IVF unicorn, Dr. Monica Halem, and she was the first woman to have mosaics transferred. She has 4 beautiful daughters. They're all normal. Ranging, I think the oldest is like 8 and the youngest is maybe 2. I haven't been to her pre-COVID. She might have had a child since then because the last time I saw her, she was thinking about doing another transfer. But I pray that you don't put too much energy in what if or what happened, because you could put a lot of thought into it and it will change nothing, right? If you're thinking about doing another egg retrieval, that's a conversation with your RE. Like if you want to do another one before you transfer this one, it's a conversation with your RE. I don't know your stats as far as like your age. I don't know if there's male factor. Were you anticipating that they were going to come back abnormal? Was it recommended? Is that why you tested? Yeah, you still have a lot of opportunities to move forward. My suggestion, my humble suggestion is focus on moving forward based on the information that you have now. And then any questions you have about how to possibly alter an outcome in the future, that should be a conversation with your RE. We can't change the abnormal ones, right? You can't go back and unring that bell. Some clinics will never transfer a mosaic, and so that's why it's important to ask before testing. Some people don't want to even take the risk of transferring a mosaic. The thing is with the PGS, PGT, all of the testing, it's not 100%. They're not actually testing the embryo. They're testing the trophoblast, which will eventually become the placenta. And the theory is that based on that, they're determining. However, there are also lots of studies to show that the accuracy is questionable. But you've nevertheless decided that it's appropriate for you, between you and your healthcare provider and your support system, that's appropriate for you. And so now that you have that data, use it to inform how you move forward. That would be my suggestion, which is why I was questioning when you asked, what do I think about it? I don't have any separate thoughts other than the facts that you've laid out for me. I don't be talking about this with anyone over the cycle. It feels good to just say this out loud. Yes. I totally get that. Thank you, Sheree. I'm going to be doing, I have to work on a reel later, so I put a little bit of makeup on. When you guys see the weekend vlog, I didn't start off with makeup on. Hang on, because I hear a dog chewing a basket. Liberty, Justice. Who's in there? Come on away from there. Oh my God. I don't know why they do that to me. They just wait good until I'm distracted. Or they think I'm distracted. Why are you eating the basket? Are you supposed to eat baskets? Are you supposed to eat baskets, Liberty? Seeing those prenatals, I'm going to start taking supplements and eating healthier regardless if I have PCOS or not. Definitely. Do not take DHEA, though, if you have or think you have PCOS. That's not a good thing. I used to take the same prenatal, a good brand. I take the Garden of Life probiotic, really like, oh, Garden of Life has a probiotic. I'm gonna have to look at that, Lisa. Okay, that's good to know. I love Garden of Life. And this one, because it is whole food, it has folate and not folic acid, which is why I switched, because I had a prescription prenatal, VitaPro, which I really liked, but it had folic acid. Well, they had their own branded, like, trademark, but it was still folic acid. It was not folate. But they, you know, in all their jargon, they said it was similar. So I was taking that and then 1,000 milligrams, or not milligrams. Is it? I don't think it's 1,000 something of folate that I was taking on top of that. So we had one IVF round left, and we might do in November or December. One IVF round, meaning one more egg retrieval and one more transfer. And you might do another egg retrieval in November. To help prevent yeast and BV, correct? I don't know if they're meant to help prevent it. I actually have never had BV, and I haven't had yeast infections in, I don't know, since my 20s, since before I had Cheyenne, actually. They do help balance your microbiome and help keep good and bad bacteria in balance. So the reason why I started, because I've always taken probiotics, but the reason why I upped it is because I was taking the Doxy, which wipes out everything, good and bad. And so I wanted to have pre and probiotics in my system to just help my microbiome. For, you know, to reline my GI tract, which is from the rooter to the tutor. The whole tube, right? And so just to make sure that there were both, like, the bacteria was replenished and wasn't wiped out. But I do know for sure when it's out of sync, you will get yeast infections. Somebody who's more experienced in BV can speak to that. I don't want to misstate it. I don't have any experience with BV, so I'm not sure. I actually don't even know what BV stands for. I know only because my doctor mentioned it in my last thing. I know it has something to do vaginally, and I think I've seen someone's, because actually maybe it does, because she cautioned me about having developing BV while on the Doxy, and she was telling me about an odor that it would have, like, as a telltale sign, but I didn't ask her, like, what it was. Like, I don't know. Maybe bacteria vaginosis, something like that. Is it bacteria? Let me just Google it, right? Because then the probiotics would actually be, what is BV? Would be good for that. Yeah, bacterial vaginosis. Okay, a condition that happens when there is too much of a certain bacteria in the vagina. This changes the normal balance of bacteria. So yes, we've answered the question. Sorry. Yes, I don't know if it will prevent it, but it will support an environment where your bacteria are balanced. I used to take the same. Oh, I did that already. I'm behind. Sorry, guys. Oh, wow. I'm really behind. So they would have me in letrozole to get a few follicles and then trigger with HCG. Ah, okay. I guess the natural part is where your body produces estrogen and progesterone. Right. The letrozole helps support the estrogen, and then the trigger helps to confirm, especially if you're doing multiple, like if you're expecting multiple follicles. And so your body would be producing progesterone, which would be different than if they were just giving you PIO. Ask them, like, if they're giving you your protocol tomorrow, ask them, what do they, like, are they open to letting you do that? And if not, why? It seems like you're leaning toward that, but you're hesitant for some reason. If it changes your risk, like if it changes your success percentage, then that's a different conversation. But talk through it with them. Do you know? Just so you don't have any doubts later on, so you're not like, oh, I wish I would. You know, like, just for me, it always helps. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, but for me, it always helps to like to make an informed decision and feel like, okay, I made the best choice based on the information. But if you don't have the information, it becomes harder to like make an informed decision. Does that make sense? Tested for PCOS. I came on last. And the MP says she thinks I might have PCOS due to the fact that I have not had my cycle since May. Gotcha. Okay, now I remember. I thought we talked about the PCOS. So the testing. I gotcha. I'm with you now. Sorry, you know I was drinking last night, girl. You haven't had your cycle since May and have acne. Okay. Yeah, there's a couple of signs. My daughter has PCOS, like, and other things. She's had like alopecia and some other things like related to it. So typically a telltale sign is the cyst on the ovaries, like busy follicles during the beginning of your follicular phase. Any tips for the month of transfer other than eat well, vitamins, acu, sleep, hydrate, meditate? Those are my tips for the transfer month. Sleep is important. Water is important. Water actually impacts your sleep. Meditation, something to calm you down, to keep your parasympathetic engaged. Sorry, I don't know. Justice? Oh, there you are. I'm doing laundry, and sometimes I like to drag stuff out. She was in the bathroom. Okay. Our first transfer failed with 2 normal. Oh no. And they transferred 2 tested embryos? That's unusual. Usually it's not recommended if they've been tested to transfer 2. I think nervous is normal. And manage expectations is also normal. There are, you're going to weigh these things in your head of like, okay, how did I get here? And what are my next steps? My glasses are crooked again. 44 had a recurring miscarriage. Total of 3. Yes, we have secondary infertility. I had my son naturally at 40. So okay. Awesome. Oh, you had him 4 years ago. Oh my God. So exciting. So he's getting a sibling soon then. Yeah. If you don't mind me asking, did you have the miscarriage after you had your son, the 3 miscarriages, or before? And I'm sorry for your losses with the miscarriage. Those are never easy. One more retrieval, hoping for the best, and we'll do the okay, gotcha. So in November or December, Elaine, you're going to do another retrieval. Yeah, I would ask the doctor if they, are you doing like ubiquinol or anything else like that for egg quality? Typically, they want you to, some doctors don't actually believe in it, but like if you watch some of the CHR videos, they recommend DHEA, obviously if you've had your DHEA levels checked to verify that you actually would benefit from supplementing, and then ubiquinol, CoQ10, the ubiquinol form, to help support egg quality. Because of your age, unfortunately, whether it's true or not, they're going to point to egg quality. It could also be sperm quality, but they will say, oh, it's probably egg quality. I'm now skeptical of that because that's what they kept telling me why I wasn't getting pregnant. But anyway, I'm not going to drag myself into your situation. But yeah, so we're going to pray for the best for you in November or December. But where are we now? October? Yeah, I mean, it's never too late to take like ubiquinol and any antioxidants like glutathione. Liposomal glutathione is glutathione in general is the master antioxidant. Those kinds of things can help too. But 44, I feel like that is still... You're right on the cusp. So I feel like remain hopeful. Do you know? Remain hopeful. I think, yeah, good IVF centers that are affordable. I do not know, Andrea. I do not know. And affordable is sort of a tricky word because I have insurance that covers it for the most part. So I don't go through prices of like if I were a cash patient. So I don't know. Are you in New York? Yes, you're welcome, Elaine. Absolutely. The world is cruel and dark, and so many people think I'm crazy for entertaining having a baby at 42. Coworker told me, "What if you die early?" Well, what does that have to do with it? Like, so I mean, I don't know. That just is ignorant, Lisa. Whoever told you that, tell them to kiss your ass. No, I'm kidding. I know you said that you're a coworker, but how is that different than? We could die at any age. My mom used to always tell me that. I always thought I was going to die young. Like, she scared me. But you could walk outside and get hit by a truck, you know? I had my first child at 23. There was no guarantee that I was going to make it to raise her. So it's a risk we all take. Like, if you're obviously mitigating risk in your life, like looking both ways before you cross the street, that reduces your risk of getting hit by a truck. If you're eating well, sleeping, living a healthy life, then that's all you can do. Yeah, that's all you can do. People just say mean stuff, man. Like, those are toxic people. Please try to stay away from them. I'm going to try CYN. I think you mean CNY. Fertility. Happy Love says. Yeah. I do know, I'm glad you mentioned that, Happy Love, because I do know, because one of you lady, I'm not going to say your name. I don't even know if you're on here, but I'm not going to say your name. I know you were telling me you were on I don't know if it's a payment plan or if it was like financing. I know it wasn't Care Credit, but it was some sort of other financing with CNY where you didn't have to pay it all at once. So if that is something that would help, definitely look at CNY. I'm not on Facebook, but I know there is a Facebook group for CNY, and I know like Kiltz, I think is his name. I think he does Facebook or Instagram lives every Sunday to talk to people about their fertility. So that actually, I don't know if it's reasonable or affordable compared to what, like for me, it would be extra because like my insurance doesn't take it. So again, like affordable is kind of relative, but yeah. I have a fertility consultation with the OBGYN on Friday. Okay. Why are you doing your fertility consultation with the OBGYN and not a reproductive endocrinologist, if you don't mind me asking? Like, that's a little unusual. Are they just going to do like your antral follicle count, AMH, kind of like a baseline of where you are and if they think they can help you or if you need to move on to an endocrinologist, a reproductive endocrinologist? AKA fertility doctor, RE is their like professional name, but they're fertility doctors in our community. That's how they're usually referred to. You're getting tested on Wednesday. I'm curious as to what the PCOS testing is. You might get the results back by Friday. It depends on, hey, Sade, how are you, mama? I came in on the end of your premiere this morning. I don't know why my notifications didn't go off. I don't know if I set a reminder. I don't think I set a reminder for that one because I didn't see it. But anyway, it was good to see you. I've watched the last two vlogs. I saw your shopping haul. I've never heard of that store. I hope that you do a try-on haul for Torrid. The clothes look cute. Same people choose not to have kids young. Some people choose. Exactly, Happy Love. Exactly. And sometimes, you know, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Like when I had my daughter at 23 and it was planned and she was wanted, people were like, oh, you're going to ruin your life. Like people just say crazy things and it is the exact opposite of ruining my life. So I know it's hard, but we have to try to block all of that out. And like, I don't know. I think they're miserable. There's something that they're projecting onto us, right? Because people are like, were telling me, oh, when your child is in, graduated from college, you'll be almost 70. Okay, great. And glad you can count. How many hours does it take for someone to have a baby? Oh my God. Andrea? That is a loaded question. It could take 1. It could take 10. Honestly, it could. My IVF unicorn had 13 miscarriages before she went to Braverman. She had 13 miscarriages, and now she has the 4 daughters from mosaic eggs. Or mosaic embryos, sorry, you know what I mean. So, yes. It's Happy Love is saying it's affordable under $5,000. So, Happy Love, is that for egg retrieval and transfer for $5,000, and does that include meds and monitoring? If they transfer BMB one great embryo, what chances it splits to twins? I don't know what a B&B1 is, or B&B. If they transfer one grade embryo, and they should tell you, I know there's a higher percentage of it splitting. Well, let me go back. So IVF has a higher rate of multiples than just regular, in the same way that if you have Clomid or Letrozole, any sort of assisted reproductive intervention has a higher chance of multiples. It increases exponentially with IVF if the embryo has been manipulated. So if it's been tested or biopsy, let me say biopsied because I want to be clear. I know some people get biopsy and testing confused. If it's been biopsied in preparation for testing, or if there's ICSI, which is intercytoplasmic, sperm injection, right? They take one little perfect sperm and put it in the egg and force it in there. So the more it's manipulated, the more likely it is to split. So it increases your chances of multiples. What the percentages are, I don't want to misquote it. I would definitely talk to your doctor. And it can vary depending on which clinic, because different things happen in different embryo labs, so they have their own percentages. They actually are required to report them to, ASMR. So that should be available on a public site, but it's usually like 2 years in arrears. So just because the way they collect the data, but ask them. Ask them what it is. Okay, Happy Love says just to find out more information. So yeah. There are, if you search CNY on YouTube, there are a lot of women who have documented their journey. There's one woman, I can't think of her name now. She's a nurse, and she, I think, delivered this year. She just had her second IVF baby, and she also has like older children, but she enjoyed CNY and was like very happy with kilts, KILTZ kilts. Yeah. I know people ask me, why didn't I do that? It wasn't my cup of tea. CNY wasn't my cup of tea. In those videos, I saw like people getting dressed in like bathrooms. People were staying in crappy hotels. Like, I would be just too out of sorts to be like, I would not feel comfortable. Me personally, I'm not judging anybody who did it. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I think we all have to be in our comfort zones, and it was outside of my comfort zone, and he's kind of outside of my comfort zone. Like, I swear, but he was dropping all kinds of F-bombs and everything else. So it just, for me, like, I can't imagine having a serious professional conversation with somebody who's like dropping F-bombs all the time. And you guys have seen how I speak with my doctor. Like, I feel like we are partnered in this journey, and I did not, like, he has too much testosterone. Let me put it like that. Like, I think he might be confused about who has the biggest dick in the room when the two of us would be speaking. And so that was like a non-starter for me. The same coworker said the same. You'll be 52 or 53 with a 10-year-old, and you'll be tired, won't be able to keep up and have just as much energy as she does, and she's 26. Oh my God. Yeah, people just say crazy things. I'm glad they could do math. That's all I can say. I'm glad they can do math. And if you look at it, like, I'm 50. Do you think in 2 years, like, suddenly my energy is going to drop? You know what I mean? Like, at 52, suddenly I'm going to be like, oh my God. So, I just don't buy it. I think health is more important than age. I know people who are younger than me who are sick, who have like diabetes, who are morbidly obese, who have high blood pressure, who are battling all these. Those are real concerns, right? Because by definition, your lifespan is going to be decreased if you can't get those medical conditions under control, right? So those, I think, are more worrisome than age purely as a number. So I just think people are uneducated when they say that. Hey, Cheyenne, how are you? 31 ladies, thumbs up. Oh, thank you. I did put the little banner on. If you guys could put the thumbs up. Oh, there's 36 in here. Oh, I figured out where I'm getting the hang of this, guys. I think this is our fourth StreamYard. I'm getting the hang of it slowly but surely. I don't think meds are included. Okay. I do know someone on here said there's like a grant program for meds too. So, Like I've been very fortunate in that my meds are super cheap. Like it's $10 for everything except for the progesterone. Oh no, actually I lie. The progesterone is $10 too. When I was doing egg retrievals, it was more. It was like $50 per med. So 50 for all of the gonal F, 50 for Minipure, and 50 for Cetratide. Insurance did not cover Omnitrope for me, which is what I used when I went over to Share. That was like $384, I think, and then there was like a coupon for $50 off. So, but I have seen some where people are paying like thousands of dollars for meds. So, definitely ask around and look on message boards, because some people are giving away their meds. Legally, they are not supposed to sell their meds, so just be careful if people are. But it's kind of play at your own risk, right? Make sure it hasn't expired. You know, it just depends on like where you are in your journey and what you're willing to do. I will say, I remember one time, I don't know why, what was I doing? Oh, I know. I was still at RMA. They did not give me progesterone supplementation during my IUIs. I did have a trigger shot. I did letrozole, and I wanted to add progesterone. And so, I can't remember now. I have to go back and look at my own videos if I ever became on progesterone when I was at RMA. But I bought some off the internet, and I was like very new and naive and didn't know it. And honey, she sent these things to me in a Ziploc bag, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm buying drugs off the internet. Like that just hit it really home to me. It had no expiration date, had no date of fill on it. You know what I mean? And not that she should have sent me her whole prescription label, but at least give me some sense of like, this is what it's, I don't know. So just be careful. That's all I'm saying. After I got those, and I believe I went back and talked to my doctor and was like, look, I need to have this. But also, I don't know, I've been lucky with doctors. Like, if one won't give me something, I'll get it from another, which I'm not encouraging anybody to do. But, like, when I wanted to have the Klonopin, and I got it from my GP, and then I used that before the cycle, and then I just went ahead and asked Dr. McConnell for Valium, because I do suffer from anxiety. Like, I'm already on Zoloft every day, 50 milligrams. So she was just like, I was like, that will help calm me down. And I was getting, like, massages before, like, immediately before my transfer. So I'll just be glad when we have, like, universal health care and, like, we're not paying all these ridiculous prices to make the pharmacy companies rich. But that's another story for another time. Have that baby all in it will be a grain of salt. Exactly, Neosol. Exactly. Because they're not going to tell that to you when you're holding that little baby in your arms. They're not going to be saying things like that. And it's just a different era. Like, women are working on their careers further, longer, however you want to say it, to get promoted before they're starting. People are just starting families later in life. I think that's... if it weren't supported by the medical community, they wouldn't be doing egg freezing. Like, there's no doctor telling us collectively we're too old. So who are the coworkers? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Hey, Steph, how are you? Hey, Sarah. Oh, there's a lot. Hey, pretty Connie. Sorry. Happy loves. Hello. Beta HCD blood tomorrow after my third FET. Though, so we'll see. Oh no, it was negative wind today. It might rise tomorrow. You never know. I'm praying for you, Steph. I hope that you get a good HCG reading. Andrea, I would definitely see a reproductive endocrinologist if you're having infertility issues. That is just my humble opinion. I've seen too many ladies on here, and even my own experience with my gynecologist, who I love dearly, OBGYN, my former one, Dr. Ramirez. Like, when I was talking to her about different things like DHEA and all that, she had no idea what I was talking about. It's not her specialty. Like, the infertility issue or the fertility issues, we're not going to claim infertility, but the fertility issues that you're struggling with are related to your reproductive endocrinology system. So you need someone who can address that. That's what I'm saying. Unless it's straightforward and it's like they're going to do baseline testing, like what is your AMH? What is your antral follicle count? What is your estrogen progesterone and all that, like at the beginning of your cycle, FSH at the beginning of your cycle, just so you have a sense of like where you stand in your fertility, which I would definitely recommend all women start doing at the age of 30 anyway, just so if you're thinking about delaying childbirth at that point, you at least have information of like, okay, my AMH is really high, I probably have a little more time, or my AMH is borderline, maybe I should think about freezing my eggs. Like, you want to have that kind of information. But as far as like the OBGYN is only going to be able to do so much. They're going to give you like Clomid or Femera. They're going to give you a trigger shot. It's not going to be like, typically they're not going to be HSG. They're not going to do a saline histogram. You know what I mean? Like, they can look at your uterus and tell you if you have any fibroids or any sort of obstructions, if you have endometriosis, those kinds of things they should be able to tell you, just so you know what your challenges are. But to really get you pregnant, if you do end up having fertility issues, you need a reproductive endocrinologist. Hey, Sandra TTC, how are you and the twins? They make great videos. They do. I love CHR. That's where I first learned about DHEA, when I was doing retrieval with my own eggs, and ubiquinol. I love them. They have a bunch of videos on there. Their consultation was $500, and they are not covered. I don't even think they take insurance. I can't remember because it's been a while. They didn't take my insurance. Let me say that, or my insurance didn't cover that. So that's why I never pursued it. But they do specialize in advanced maternal age, and I like that doctor's energy too. The main guy, I can't think of his name. He has an accent, and he has like gray, thinning hair on the longer side. I took care of who gave birth a few weeks ago. God is good. Oh, you did? Oh my God, did she have a girl or a boy? That's so cool. I see Dr. Kiltz. He's made my journey much easier. Okay, he does drop F-bombs, and I appreciate how he keeps it really super relatable, but he's not for everyone. Exactly. He is like a very specific brand. He's not for everybody, but he's passionate, and I know he's gotten a lot of people pregnant. But I thought you were in California, Janaya. How are you seeing Dr. Kiltz? Or am I mixing you up? Didn't you say you were? Or you used to be in California? You tested yesterday, Steph. So don't test today, and then wait till tomorrow and see. And hopefully it's a BFP. 42 in. Oh, yay. Okay, 44 now. Don't forget. Thank you, Sade. Andrea, they want to do a hormonal blood test. Oh, thank you, LaShonda. They want to do a hormonal blood test on me as well as an ultrasound. So that all sounds normal. Happy Love says, sometimes I think fertility doctors are in it for the money too. Be careful, ladies. I also think they're in it for results. Fertility doctors have to report their successes and failures. So if they have too many failures, they're not going to be in business for long. So even if they are taking your money, they need to be getting you pregnant. It's not in their best interest to just collect money and have a bunch of failures. So that is the one good thing I think about fertility doctors, other than, unlike other doctors like, OBGYN. There's not like a national database of OBGYN success and failures. You know what I mean? There's a national database for fertility doctors. And so or for reproductive endocrinologists, if they are not getting people pregnant, they're not going to be in business for long. And I believe in paying people what they're worth, So I have not had an experience of them being in it for the money with any doctor, not even the reproductive endocrinologist, but not LaShonda. Hey girl, hey. Thank you, Christina. She had a pretty girl. Oh, that's so exciting, Lisa. Fertility is not a science, it's a practice. It is. Actually, all medicine is. It's all practice, right? That's why doctors are practicing medicine. It's not, none of it is a science. It's science-based, but it's not, I guess with any science, it's data-informed, but it's not absolute. Because otherwise, every time somebody walked in the door, they would just be able to get them pregnant, right? If there was like a magic formula, somebody would patent that and everybody would get knocked up. I had a cycle in CHR. The doctors are great, but very expensive. Okay, Anna. Or Anna. It was gonna, to have a consultation for $500 at that time in my life just seemed ridiculous. Now, granted, my consultation for Braverman was $350. Actually, that's the part. My out-of-pocket part is $350 because the insurance covered it. So about $400. I'm in a different place in my journey now, and I'm like, okay, honestly, whatever they need, I'll give it to them. The only thing I can't do is give them a kidney because I already gave it away. I only have one left. But it's, I'm willing to throw everything at it at this point. I'm in the Bay Area and have been to New York a lot of times on my journey. Okay, I now go to their Colorado Springs. Oh, so they have a location over there. Okay, very cool. Oh, you're up in the Bay. Are you in Oakland or San Francisco? My mom, it's a little further up than that. She's in Sacramento. My mom and my sister. Multiple sisters. Sorry, I just keep editing in my mind. Thanks, Miss Vonda. My first fertility doctor wouldn't even begin treatment unless my BMI was perfect. Yeah. That one is a little strict, the BMI being perfect, but yeah, that is one of the things on the list. So if these blood tests I'm getting will be accurate, if I haven't had my cycle since May, I'm getting it on Wednesday. Well, there will be an accurate snapshot of where you are, right? Blood tests are just a moment in time. So wherever you are on the day of the testing, that they're accurate for that moment in time. And then after they do that, they may do, help me out, ladies, I think it's Prevera, basically progesterone to help bring on a cycle for you. This little scarf is sliding all over. Yeah. Beautiful bundle of joy. Thank you. Oh, pretty Connie, I appreciate it. I love your picture there. Is that your wedding? I love that dress. That's so cute. Thank you. I love you guys too. These tests done, my doctor will let me know what is causing me not to be able to conceive. Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I would definitely level set your expectations though. I don't know that the answer is going to be that concise. They'll be able to tell you what could be inhibiting you from conceiving, but it's very rare that they'll definitively be like, aha, this is it, we're gonna fix this and then you'll be pregnant. It's a little murkier than that. But obviously if there's like something, a lining issue or some obstruction or your tubes are blocked, like those are a little easier to identify. It may be nebulous, though. It may be a little more nebulous than that. You live in Sacramento area, small. Oh, you do? Oh my God! So that's where I was half of last year, Lisa. When my mom was sick, I was up in Sacramento. That was probably the most time I had spent there. I grew up in Fresno, California. I don't have insurance, and that cycle was about $18,000 with meds. Okay. And Anna, was that $18,000 for retrieval and transfer? I don't know. I may be crazy. $18,000 doesn't sound bad. Especially with the meds. San Leandro, which borders Oaktown. Okay, yes, I know where you are. Oh, wow. And then so you go to Colorado Springs for your... So CNY is everywhere. I know someone said they were in Atlanta. I think that was Shell, TTC Bella. She's in Atlanta, and I think she said she went to CNY. But she may have come to New York for her transfer and maybe did her monitoring there. I don't remember. Don't misquote me. How do you do it without sounding mean? I'm too nice. When you want to change, what do you mean? Oh, wait, you have the Black Girls Rock icon as your avatar. I love that. Have they had it yet this year? I went one time. I walked the red carpet. I did it. Oh, my God. Maybe 2009. had produced a film, and so that's why I walked the red carpet, but I definitely like the whole idea of Black Girls Rock. So to answer your question, it's a professional thing, right? It's not like, once you find the new doctor, all you have to do is just send a letter to your old doctor and say, one, you want to request your records, which they should give those to you for free if you're transferring to another doctor. Like, they should send it to the doctor for free. And then, like, I left Columbia and then I came back. So I don't think they take it personally, honestly. It's a business. A lot of us who've been on this journey have had multiple reproductive endocrinologists. I don't think they take it personal. I don't maybe if you reframe it from being mean to doing what's best for you, maybe that helps, right? You're not being mean to them. You're moving on a path. Perhaps you guys are no longer in alignment and you're moving on a path to where someone who you believe is more in alignment with you. Okay, so the $18,000 covered everything. So I mean, obviously it's expensive, but I don't think that's ridiculous. I mean, I've actually spent more than that with insurance, but because insurance did not cover the administrative cost of my donor egg cycle, they covered the actual, oh my God, the medical part of it, or what am I trying to say? The procedural part of it. I had to pay for the anesthesiologist, I had to pay for the administrative fees, and I paid for the medication for my donor. But yeah, I actually haven't met anyone where their insurance paid 100% for donor egg retrieval, including the administrative fees and the donor fees. I'm calling that all as one. But yeah. Andrea, it's a good start. I'm getting a blood test and ultrasound. Yeah, that's definitely a good start. It's close to me. I live in Fremont. Oh, you guys are really close. And Pretty Connie is up there too. Oh my God. The next time I'm coming to California in December, we're all going to have to connect. I'll be up in Sacramento, but I'll come down to the Bay Area and we can maybe meet up. Your numbers are good in California now too for COVID. So we can maybe do like a lunch date or something. I mean, I know it's holiday time, so you guys might be busy with your friend, but maybe we can squeeze it in. You can squeeze me in. Hey Abria, how are you? Hello. Ultrasound to rule out PCOS. I didn't have all the signs either, but the ultrasound confirmed PCOS. I actually have a perfect cycle. Nice. Yeah. That's what I was asking too before about LaShonda. I thought it was detectable via ultrasound because you would see the activity on the follicles where it looked multiple follicles, like the polycystic part, but I wasn't sure. Again, I haven't had it. I haven't gone through that process. Cheyenne has had it, and that's how hers was identified via ultrasound. And I'm assuming some blood work. But even then, her gynecologist, which we actually had the same one at that time, wasn't trying to address it. She just put her on birth control. And so when Cheyenne told me that, like, once I realized what she was saying, what PCOS was, honestly, this was before I started my journey. When she was like, it's going to be difficult for me to get pregnant, this is my thought. Oh, good. Because it was before I even stepped into the world of infertility. But once I realized what was happening, it was she was giving her birth control so she wouldn't have a period, right? So then you're not going through your regular cycle where your body is responding in that way. And so then she was like, oh, we'll worry about it once you want to get pregnant, which I don't agree with that. I'm not a proponent of birth control though. I think it does more harm than good. I mean, listen, if you are in a situation where you shouldn't be pregnant, you do what you got to do, sis. But just as a matter of whatever, I'm not a fan. I don't know if there is a such thing as a fan of a birth control, but I'm not a fan. Many reasons other than PCOS for missing a cycle or irregular period: stress, overweight, diet, diabetes, prediabetes, many other health problems contribute. Yeah, stress is a big reason for missing a period. Overweight or underweight, if you think of gymnasts too, right? Or ballerinas. I know ballerinas who stop getting their period because they're too thin. So any of those things could definitely cause a lack of a period. I'm trying to lower my BMI. I have to do EKG. Yes. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking, Ms. Vonda? I had to do an EKG too. So they did the heart, the throat. I had a weird experience with that. I did a video about it with my ultrasound tech who didn't want to leave the room while I changed. But yeah, that's normal. Technically, I should be lowering my BMI too, but Dr. McConnell was like, just focus on relaxing. So yeah. It's funny because I'm like, so, I don't know. I don't want to call myself intense. Hype. I don't know what the word is, but it's always like, when people are like, how do you like New York? And I was like, well, I fit in much better here. I'm too hype, like, for most of Californians. They're like, calm down, girl, calm down, slow your roll. Now, mind you, I can chill. I can get into a chill mode, but there's very much a part of me that's like, just high energy. And not to be disparaging of anybody in California. I'm joking, of course. There's definitely go-getters in California. But I definitely have a New York vibe. That's a lot. I must be broke. Happy loves. Oh my God. It depends on where you are. It just depends on where you are. I'm an old lady, so, you know. Oh, cool. Okay, so we have to figure it out, Connie. We'll have to, because I will definitely be there in December. So I diagnosed myself with PCOS. My PCP did not believe me or couldn't point me in the direction to get assistance. Oh, no. Okay. They should be able to confirm or rule it out, you know? I was diagnosed with PCOS via blood work and an ultrasound. Okay. Yeah. Because I think it's like a high estrogen, right? There's something abnormal about it. But yeah, somebody should definitely, they should be able to test. And yeah, I just want to echo that. Missed period, there's many reasons for that. So that's in and of itself is not an indicator of PCOS. So, Char, okay. PCOS is a diagnosis of multiple inclusions, cysts on ovaries, hormone levels, and physiological changes. Okay, so that makes sense. Thank you, Char. See, that's why I love the power of the community. Not one of us has to know all the answers. Treat the disease. These doctors can be awful. Exactly, Happy Love, exactly. It's like, let's give you something to shut all that down. Meanwhile, we're adding in all these other risks, right? Because there's a higher risk of like thrombosis with birth control and just a bunch of other things. And so like, yeah, you've quieted her ovaries, but now you're wreaking all this other havoc on it. Miss Vonda, I actually begged for the test my first. Oh, wow. I'm sorry, LaShonda. I'm glad that you had the wherewithal, though. Oh, you're still young, Miss Vonda. 40 years old, girl. You young whippersnapper, you. Now I want to go back because I know I asked you that for a reason, but I can't remember why. It was a theme for a girls' conference at my school. Oh, okay. That's nice. The Black Girls Rock. I like that. It's a DJ who actually started that. I can't remember her name, but yeah. I'm just trying to find your other comment, Ms. Fonda. An EKG for your heart. Okay. So they're doing yours early. I don't think they had me do my EKG until I was 48. Was the first time they had me do it. But like at 46, 47, they didn't. But there's no harm in having it done early. Obviously, pregnancy is taxing on the blood system or the vascular system. And so having that test coming back in the clear is always a good sign. Okay, in Rejuvenating Fertility Center, I'm spending about $9,000 for everything. No meds because I'm on their mini IVF. Okay. Oh, so that's a big difference from CHR. But there's no meds. So before you had meds. And then is mini IVF means like low stim, which I hear is better, at least from a research perspective, what the retrospective studies have shown. It's better for older women to have less stimulating meds like the Gonal F, Menopur, and all that. So, yeah. I want to try something, you guys, since we're all in here together. Because I attended a Google Meet last night. I want to take us all into a Google Meet if we leave this live, and then we can all talk to each other. Do you guys want to do that? If you don't have to be on camera, but you can be, and then I can also hear you all. Let me just see if I can get the link. New meeting. I'm going to set it for 6:30 tonight. Wait a minute. Let's see. I'm not looking at you guys right now. I'm just doing this. Okay. I copied it. Let me just see if that goes over. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat. At 6:30, we're going to leave whoever wants to come over from here, and then we can actually talk to each other, and so I don't have to read these, and I can lean back and relax. But yeah. Okay, so let me just see where else I missed. Hey, Abria. what can be the reasons why someone is not? So I may be late on this one. That was, someone answered that. It could be overweight. It could be underweight. It could be stress. There are lots of reasons to not be. You could not have ovulated, and so there is no progesterone in your body, right? If you didn't ovulate, because you have to have that. So then your endometrium lining is stuck in limbo because you didn't ovulate. Janaya said Bay Area representing. Yeah, I think I'm behind. The 603. Oh yeah, so Lisa did answer that for I thought so. Oh, that's why I went back to see Miss Vonda's. Would I fit in well in the Bay Area? Okay, I haven't. Well, I've only gone out there for work. I do like the vibe though. I definitely like the vibe. Christina, you're 52. Hey, 50 and fabulous. I am quite sure that I'm behind, but have you already planned a transfer cycle? So my transfer cycle is going to be in early December. I talked about it in Friday's vlog, in the weekend vlog. Right now I'm on progesterone. Today is actually my last day of progesterone. Thank God. So I should have a cycle by Thursday or Friday. This last Friday was 1 week off of Doxy. By the time my period starts, it'll be 2 weeks off of Doxy. Then I'll have a period. By the time the period ends, then we'll do the biopsy for just to make sure the endometritis has been resolved by the Doxy. So hopefully that makes sense, Sade. But if not, if you watch Friday's vlog, I go through it in there. Healthcare providers always suggest birth control for PCOS or irregular cycles. If I knew what I know now, I would have never took it in my... Exactly, Lisa, exactly. It's the worst thing. It's just they're ignoring it. They're not addressing it. And I don't think it's fair because they don't explain it to you. And oh my God, it just makes my head hurt thinking about how misinformed we are about our own bodies. But yeah, they don't explain it. Okay. That is true, Ms. Vonda. We shouldn't have to beg doctors to do anything. It should be a partnership. But I'm definitely glad that she persisted and prevailed because, good Lord, like, it's our bodies. They should listen to us. It should be a collaboration. I am gearing up for my hysteroscopy, laparoscopy surgery next month. I found out last December that my fallopian tube were blocked. I'm so nervous because I never had surgery ever. Yes, it's normal to be nervous. You'll be okay. They're going to put you to sleep and you'll wake up and be like, what happened? You won't be able to have sex afterwards. Nothing vaginally for a week, so no tampons. You'll probably have light spotting. Yeah. Both of your fallopian, you said, I found out that my fallopian tube, you said they were, I'm not sure. Those two don't match. If you said fallopian tube was, I would think it was one, but you said fallopian tube were, so I'm thinking you meant fallopian tubes. Both of them are blocked. Or it could just be a typo, but let me know. What are ways to help if you have PCOS without taking birth control? Again, because I was already on the IUD for 5 years and do not want to get back on birth control. Birth control doesn't help. Birth control just stops you from having a cycle at all. And so that shuts everything down. So it's not really a help. It's just like, let's pretend this problem doesn't exist. It depends on what you are trying to do though. Like, are you working on becoming pregnant? Or are you just not wanting to be on the IU? I'm not sure what your goal is. But there are natural remedies. Like, you can try seed cycling. Again, I can't say that it's worked for me because I haven't had PCOS, but I've read about seed cycling helping. In general, I know for a fact seed cycling promotes hormonal balance. So that's one thing that you can do. But some ladies here may have more experience, so please chime in. You're still early. She didn't mention it. I wasn't even going to mention it. You know what? I tried not to go through things that I've already put in a video. If you guys have questions about it, I'm happy to answer it, so it's not like a thing. But yeah, It's definitely in Friday's vlog. December 3rd, I think, is what's going to end up being my next transfer. So just so everybody's on the same page with what happened. I had the hysteroscopy, found out I had endometritis. Also had the scar tissue. So they did the scar tissue revision and it was borderline endometritis, even though the name of it is called chronic endometritis. Like the threshold was, whatever the levels that they're measuring was 2, and mine came in at a 3. So Dr. McConnell said, just to be on the safe side, I'd rather put you on the doxy. All things considered with mine. Now, like, had I not had any failed cycles or anything else, she probably wouldn't have. So she did say, considering everything that we've been through and haven't gotten successful implantation, let's just do this and have it checked off the list. So after taking I had to take the doxy for 3 weeks. Then I had to wait 3 weeks post doxy for the biopsy. And Janaya, I know you asked me this. I don't know why the 3-week wait is. I didn't ask, but I will ask when I call in for cycle day 1. But so it's 3 weeks. I don't know if that's the doxy in theory should be already working. So I think the 3-week period after is like to let everything kind of settle down, and they do another biopsy. The way the biopsy was timed was why I went back on progesterone. So I sent a note to Dr. McConnell, because in order to have the biopsy, it has to be X amount of days in your cycle. So like between, obviously after your period, but like, I think it's between cycle day 8 and 12. So when I looked at it on a calendar, I was like, that means I will not be able to transfer in 2021 if we just let my natural cycle go. So after I ovulated, the week after I ovulated, I started progesterone so that we could drag out the end of that cycle so that it wouldn't start until this coming week, in week 2 post doxy. So in week 3, I'll still be having a period because it'll start around the 4th, or not the 4th. It'll start around Thursday or Friday. Friday is week 2 of no doxy. The next Friday after that, let me do the dates because I'm sorry, guys. Let me just do the dates so I don't confuse anybody. October 1st was 1 week with no, is when I stopped the doxy. So October 8th was 1 week. This Friday, the 15th, will be the 2nd week with no doxy. My period should start around the 14th or the 15th. That means my period will go until, let's say it starts on the 14th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll go until the 18th, or 19th, right? And then the 22nd is my 3rd week with no doxy. So I can have my biopsy around the 25th. That times out with the Braverman testing, because I should have my results back from all of the reproductive immunological testing between October 25th and November 1st, right? Because they said 6 to 7 weeks. So 6 weeks from my blood work would be the 25th of October. 7 weeks would be November 1. I'm taking it super literally. I don't know if it's going to be exactly on the 6th week or the 7th week. So, but there and about. So by the time that's done, we should then have the results back from my biopsy because, no, sorry. If my biopsy is on the 25th, we should have the results back by the 27th. No later than November 1st, we should know where, what protocol changes we'll have as a result of the immunological testing. Then a new cycle will start for me around the 14th, which makes my transfer around the 1st week of December. Hopefully that makes sense. But I had to mark it all out, and I sent an email to Dr. McConnell to confirm, like, let's do it this way, because otherwise I'm not going to transfer in 2021, which just for insurance purposes alone freaks me out. Like, I've spent so much money already, and I no longer have a deductible or co-insurance that I would like to get one more cycle in this year. So hopefully that answers the question. If not, type in and I'll clarify. Okay. Regarding treatment, get yourself checked for insulin resistance. Also get a hormone panel done, as many women have higher than normal testosterone and lower than normal progesterone and estrogen. Okay. Yes. And then Phoenicia, hopefully I'm saying that right, is saying even if an ultrasound shows polycystic ovaries, it doesn't always mean someone has PCOS as a condition. I think you mean called PCO. Yeah. So that's what I think we were trying to say, Phoenicia. It's not just an ultrasound, it's ultrasound and blood work. Like they're looking at your hormone profile, and then also physiological, I believe. I can't remember who said that. But yeah. So yeah. Do you have a code? I put it in. Let me put it in again. There. It's in the chat. I'll put it in again right before we leave out of here. So you are working on becoming pregnant. So I think that once you get a diagnosis that yes, you have PCOS, or there's something else, whatever else is going on that's causing you not to have a period, then you go from there. Because otherwise we're kind of shooting in the dark, right? You may not have PCOS, but if you do, then your reproductive endocrinologist will look at your whole health picture in total and decide like the best way to move forward. But right now we don't even know if you have it. And so it could be stress, it could be weight, it could be other things that are causing your acne and your delayed period. And I know for me, when my testosterone was high, acne was a big issue for me. Taking the DHEA caused a lot of acne for me. So there are different things that could be causing that. So Andrea, hopefully I answered your question. I just have the link for it. The link to the meeting, and so we'll join in. I think because it's free, we'll only be able to do an hour, but I doubt that we'll all be on there for an hour together. Your goal is to be a mom, and I believe that you will be. LaShonda is telling Andrea, for me, since I was TTCing, my OBGYN put me on metformin for 3 months, and afterwards I changed my eating habits. I basically couldn't eat anything white. Oh no, so all starches, all that, no pasta. Was it gluten-free, or could you have like wheat stuff, like wheat pasta? Regarding PCOS, birth control does help in the context that the right method does regulate your cycle, 1 egg release monthly, so it keeps your lining constantly shedding. But when you're on birth control, Char, you're not releasing an egg. And you're not having a regular period. Your lining is shedding, but it's not a period. A period is when you ovulate, right? You've ovulated and then you've released your endometrial lining. And it's gone through those different phases of the hormone cycle. When you're on birth control pill, you're having a bleed, but you are not having a period and you're not ovulating. Even if an ultrasound shows, oh wait, I did that already. I'm behind, sorry. Shar is saying regarding treatment, get yourself checked. I did that one too. I'm so behind. LaShonda is amplifying what Shar said, and that was her exactly. Higher than normal testosterone and lower than normal progesterone and estrogen. Hey, Tanya and Aunt, how are you? You did make it. We're going to go over in 6 minutes to a Google Meet, and so we can all talk together, and I can sit back and not have to lean over this laptop like this. And that way I can see some of your faces. I did a Google Meet with another channel last night. It was so fun. It was actually, I joined, ouch, I just got my hair stuck in my nails. I'm a member over that other channel, and so they sent out a link to the members, but I'm not going to do a membership because that just sounds so complicated for me. But since you guys are already here in the live, I'll drop it here, and then we can go over there and talk together. So it's like your secret members because you joined the live. Birth control can also aid with these lower than normal hormone levels, but of course, regarding fertility, your doc may opt for non-birth control supplementation. Yeah. And there's also risk associated with the birth control, so definitely weigh out, the risk and benefits for your unique situation. So, it requires a code. Okay, let me test it real fast. Should I hang on? It should just let the link go in, no? Hold on. Yeah, it says enter a code or link. If you put the link in, can somebody test it with me, like right now? Oh no, because it's only gonna give us an hour. I'm gonna drop the link in. If you guys look at it, let me know. Let me try it from my phone if I go into our chat. Hang on, guys. I just want to make sure it works before we all drop and go over there. And then I'm in there talking to myself. Like, what had happened, girl? If I click it from my phone, open it in Chrome, open, sign. You're gonna have to sign into Google. Uh-oh. No, it lets me join. I just did it from my phone. And, uh-oh. I'm on there. It lets me join without a code. It's just the link. So, uh-oh. Okay, you've got to go. Black people, lover. You've got to go. So, okay. Happy Love is trying to eat better too. I love veggies. I love veggies too. I love the crunch. Yes, I can't stress that enough, LaShonda, to advocate for ourselves when we go in there. Has anyone used Modern Fertility? I haven't. I don't know what that is. Is that a fertility clinic? Hey, Michelle Lee, we are going to leave in 2 minutes and go over to Google Meet so we can all see each other. Oh, yeah, tons of water. And sleep. Don't forget sleep. Sleep is so important. The sun's going down. I can see the ring light in the window over here. Okay. All right. I'm putting the link in again. We got 2 minutes, and then we're going to head over there. And I can see you guys. Hey, Red Blonchick, how are you? So the plan is, for those of you guys who are just joining, we're going to go over to Google Meet. You shouldn't need a code. You should just need the link. I just tested it on my phone from the chat. So you can just, basically, use the link I sent you if you click on it from the chat. If you're on your phone, it's going to ask you to open it up in a browser. I have Google Chrome on my iPhone, so I just clicked on Chrome. I don't know what's going to happen on Safari. Actually, let's test it out, and then I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. Oh my God, this is going crazy. If I open it in Safari, does it do the same thing? Yeah, it does. It'll prompt you. Let me just show you guys really fast. So I'm clicking on it from here. Right, the link in there. Uh-oh, maybe not. Backwards. The link from there. Where do you want to open it? If I do open in Safari, this comes up. There's a little open button down there. I'm going to click open. Whoops. And then it's this, and then you click join, and you'll be in there. So I'm going to do it for basic testing. Thank you, Elaine. Okay. All right. So actually, I'm going to, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me go back and copy this. Hi, Miss Sun. Click on the link in the comments that I just put there, and we are going to head on over. Oh, wait, where'd it go? Oh, you know what? I can pin it from here on the phone. Let's do that. I don't want anybody to get lost on the way over there. So, pin message. So it's at the top, if you guys see that. So, all right, so if you get lost, you can still come back. Even though we won't be here in the live chat, you can just go to the recording of the live chat, of the live video, click in the chat, and the link is pinned at the top. So I will see you guys over there. The first link worked. Still work. It's the same link. It should work. I'm going to put it one more time. And I'll see you guys over there in a second. come join us on the Google Meet. Let's chop it up.